This is a Minecraft server with layers of unbreakable blocks, admins patrolling the sky, and plugins making it impossible to escape. But the thing is, I already escaped. You see, with Minecraft having hundreds of unique items, there's always a way to escape. That's why today I'm going to be escaping 50 Minecraft servers to prove that I am Minecraft's greatest escapist. Starting off with server number 1. This server made the grave mistake of putting ender pearls in the kit, so I escaped in 6 seconds. Now on to server number 2. The next server that I joined was a gen server. After saying hi to the owner, I took a boat and went to the edge of the map to inspect the barriers. There were barriers, so I couldn't just walk out of the map. I then asked the owner for an ender pearl, but while I was waiting for a reply, I realized that they set up the world guard wrong, so I could just break out of the map. World guard is a Minecraft plugin that many servers use to make griefing and escaping their servers impossible. If it's set up properly, you can make it so that you can't break blocks. Now on to server number 3. Later in this video, I'll even be escaping servers like Minehut and PvP Legacy. The next server I joined allowed me to buy ender pearls in the shop, so I went mining to get enough money to buy them. I then pearled out of the map, and I tried to build a nether portal, but the nether was disabled. So then I threw a second pearl to fully escape the map, and I flew away with an elytra that I had also purchased. On server number 4, I went to the edge of the map to investigate, and then I mined a bunch of wood at spawn. I also crafted 2 boats to escape. I then pillared up, and I placed the first boat to get my head out of the map, and then the second boat to get me fully out of the map. Using a boat is one of the easiest ways to escape a Minecraft server. As pretty much everyone knows these days, you can place a boat in the corner between 2 walls, and if there's no blocks on the other side, you can escape. You can escape through ceilings, as I showed you earlier, with 2 boats. You can also use a dispenser up against the wall, as the dispenser places the boat inside the wall so you can just row straight out. And of course, you can escape through 1x1 holes. I used this method to escape this server where I had to run away because they were spawn camping me, this server where I glitched into the netherite beacon at spawn and then told the owner that I was stealing it, this server where I glitched into a jail and then glitched out of the map from there. I also escaped this server by glitching through the ground with a boat, but you can't do that on the latest Minecraft version. I also escaped with a boat on this kit PvP server where I dug down and used the boat to glitch through the ground. However, on this server, when I tried to use a boat to escape, the world guard stopped me, so I had to get creative. This is GSIT, a Minecraft plugin that allows you to do this, and this, but also this, which I will use to my advantage. You see, if I go on top of my alt account's head, then I can phase through blocks and use water to swim up. So that's exactly what I did, but instead of using water, I just used the third person, and I had escaped. On this Minecraft server, I used the new happy gas to glitch into an area that I wasn't supposed to be in. I just dismounted the gas and then spammed the space button. Once I got there, there were crates with OP loot that weren't ready for the server yet. Now that I had escaped 10 out of 50 Minecraft servers, I was feeling pretty confident in my escaping skills, so I decided that it was time to escape PvP Legacy. The first thing that I did was make a kit with ender pearls and an elytra, and then I waited for someone to join my game. My heart was racing because the biggest challenge of escaping this server was probably going to be PvP, as it was literally in the name. I flew over to the area where you could get out of the map by breaking the trees, and then I escaped. The only thing with this server is that it kills you once you escape, so you can't really do anything bad by escaping. Another common way that I escape Minecraft servers is looking for holes in the map or weaknesses in the world guard, like server number 2. I joined this Minecraft server and then I ran to the edge of the map and realized that I could break it, so I escaped. There was a village, so I stole the bread from the villagers. Server number 13, named Terror Dupe, was really scary, and I kept getting bullied by the owner after I accidentally misclicked. Anyway, I eventually escaped by breaking the wall of the map, and then I died from fall damage. On server number 14, I didn't break out of the map, but I found a hole in the map. I then decided it would be a really good time to practice my speedrunning skills. I found the portal room using a really strange Minecraft glitch called a texture pack. I then entered the end, grabbed my stuff from a shulker, and then killed the ender dragon. But before I could finish beating the game, the server owner joined. Before they could teleport, I beat the game, and they were pretty confused. On server 15, I looked around for a hole in the map for about 10 minutes, and I finally found one, so I turned off my Wi-Fi so I could build up there and disregard world guard. If you turn your Wi-Fi back on quick enough, you won't get kicked by the server and you can escape. I used the same method of turning off my Wi-Fi along with block glitching up the sides of the walls on this server to escape. This server also had a hole in the map, and I was able to make a platform by falling and placing blocks. I also escaped server 18 through a hole in the map. This is my first video on this YouTube channel, and because you're still watching, I'm assuming you like the video, so please click subscribe. I escaped server 19 by building up to a hole in the roof, and I jumped down. I tried to escape this server by building out of it or finding a hole in the map, but then I realized that I'd have to use ender pearls. I asked an admin for 2 ender pearls, and luckily they gave it to me. Using ender pearls is another great way to escape Minecraft servers. With ender pearls, you can go through 1-block walls, you can escape through ceilings by aligning yourself on the ground and then aiming for the corner and jumping up, and you can do this much easier with a ladder or scaffolding. You can also glitch through a multiple block ceiling by repeatedly clicking on the ender pearl, though you'd probably want to bring some gaps or you'll suffocate. You can use them to get over obstacles, and you can also climb walls with them like Spider-Man. These are some servers that I escaped with ender pearls. I escaped this server by jumping down and pearling through the wall, and then I pearled and bridged up the outside of the map, and I realized that there were no barriers over spawn, so I made a waterfall. I escaped this server by building up and then pearling out of the roof, and once I escaped, I went underneath spawn and did a little bit of Dr. Donut digging, and then I built a really beautiful house and got the owner to teleport to me. Oh my god, the owner teleported me! I've been trying to get him to teleport to me for so long! I even got a 10 out of 10 rating. I escaped this Minecraft server by repeatedly throwing pearls through the ceiling, but I didn't get it on recording. And then I went to the end city and got illegal items. I escaped this Minecraft server by pearling through the wall at spawn, and the second time I was able to swim back up a waterfall, and I escaped server number 25 by asking a guy for ender pearls and then pearling out of the map. I was finally halfway done with the challenge, but if I was gonna prove that I was Minecraft's greatest escapist, I'd have to keep going. I escaped server 26 by building up and then ender pearling out. The server tried to make it so I couldn't escape by making it so I couldn't throw ender pearls inside the barriers, so instead I ender pearled up from the walls. On server 27, I ender pearled through the wall, and when exploring underneath the server, there was an end portal, so I broke the end crystals and killed the ender dragon. Server 28 had a lot of people on. I escaped, but the mod followed me. I escaped with an ender pearl on server 29 and on server 30. Now that I had escaped 30 out of 50 Minecraft servers, it was time to escape Minehut. This is Proceeding. He's a volunteer Minehut moderator who says stuff like please use /ad or please use /jobs. But he also has a reputation for giving YouTubers boats. The only problem was Proceeding was not online, so I had to move on to plan B, which was escaping the official Minehut SMP. I built to the edge of my island, but the server teleported me back, so I tried to ender pearl through, but there was nothing to ender pearl onto. I then realized that I could build a lava cast and then ender pearl to the other side, so I tried doing that, but it didn't work. I tried to build another portal, but it wouldn't let me light it, so I realized I'd have to escape from spawn. I flew with my elytra to the edge of spawn, ender pearled out, and then I flew away, and I had escaped Minehut. Now back to more servers. On server 32, I swam up a waterfall, and then I ender pearled out of the server. There was an ender pearl cooldown, so I had to keep eating golden apples. I had escaped. On server 33, I was able to buy ender pearls in the shop and escape. However, not every Minecraft server had pearls. On server 34, I couldn't find ender pearls anywhere, but there was an end dimension in the gen server, so I was able to kill an enderman and escape. Now on to server 35. I couldn't find ender pearls anywhere again, but there was a hole in the wall, so I escaped. I escaped server 36 by ender pearling through the wall, and I escaped server 37 by ender pearling through the ceiling. Another way that you can escape Minecraft servers is with minecarts. You can use minecarts to clip the boat's hitbox into the wall, and then you can use an activator rail to force the boat out of the minecart and row straight through the wall. You can also use a minecart and an activator rail to glitch through 2-block ceilings, which you cannot do with a boat. On server 38, I tried to ender pearl out, but it didn't let me ender pearl through the second layer of barriers. I then realized I could escape from the crates room under spawn as the walls were only 1 block thick. I escaped this server by building up and then ender pearling out. Server 40 was a Bed Wars server, so I destroyed some people in Bed Wars and then I bridged all the way out over to the world. Also, for some reason, they gave me creative mode, so I went to the end. I had already escaped 40 Minecraft servers, and with just 10 more, I knew I had to keep going. I escaped server 41 and server 42 with ender pearls. On server 43, I used a grappling hook to fly to this area from spawn. I didn't say this earlier, but the 50th server that I'm gonna escape is Hypixel. On server 44, I tried to escape using a boat, but placing boats was disabled, so I tried to build a nether portal, but the nether was also disabled. So then I got my alt account on and I killed it a bunch of times to get kill tokens so I could buy ender pearls and escape. On server 45, there was a layer of breakable blocks and then there were barriers, but the barriers didn't go up all the way, so I was able to escape. On server 46, I I climbed up the wall with ender pearls and then I ender pearled out. On server 47, I escaped using a hole in the map and then I glitched back in using a boat and dispenser. Also, someone I know beautified the server. I escaped server 48 by going through the nether, but it felt like cheating because I didn't build the nether portal, so I escaped with an ender pearl. When I spawned into server 49, I quickly realized I could buy ender pearls, so I escaped with ender pearls. The last server I was gonna escape was Hypixel, the largest Minecraft server ever. I joined the classic games lobby and I spawned into the vampires game. In vampires, once you die, you become a vampire and you can turn into a bat, and I was able to fly out of the map. Oh my gosh, yes, I finally did it! That was server 50! And with that, I had done it. I had finally proved myself as Minecraft's greatest escapist, but throughout my journey, I met so many new people, played on so many servers, and had so much fun. Maybe it was never about escaping servers or proving myself, but instead, the friends we made along the way. Subscribe and watch mine or someone else's cool video.